Are you struggling with school management? Here is a solution for your school. See this explainer video? It'll help you.
If you're running a school, a college, or maybe a coaching center, you know the reality of the job, right? It's less about the actual teaching sometimes and more about just logistics.
Well, absolutely. It's a constant juggle.
It really is. You're tracking student fees, you're trying to manage these incredibly complex schedules, keeping an eye on inventory, and then somehow you have to communicate effectively with parents. It's just, it's an overwhelming amount of administrative work.
It's the fragmentation that gets you. I mean, you have data in spreadsheets over here, some basic accounting software over there, maybe a separate app for parent messages.
Nothing talks to each other.
Exactly. And the moment you try to connect them manually, that's when the errors creep in and you just lose so much time.
Which is precisely why we're doing this deep dive today. We have been looking at a set of sources on a solution called KMS SCHOOL. It's from a company called Kitty's Micro Solutions.
Right.
And our mission here is to really unpack what this thing does. It's pitched as an all-in-one desktop software designed to, genuinely streamline school management.
And what's really interesting from the sources is how comprehensive it is. It's not just a fee collector, it's a full enterprise resource planning system, an ERP, but tailored specifically for a school's operations.
So everything from the front office to the back office.
Everything. Fees, financial accounts, exams, inventory, all of it. It's designed to be that single source of truth for the entire institution.
Okay, so let's dig into that foundation, because this is where, for me, it immediately gets interesting. Most people hear school software and they think cloud-based, right? You need an internet connection.
That's the default assumption, yeah.
But KMS SCHOOL is explicitly offline desktop software. So in 2024, what is the actual advantage of sticking to an offline system?
Well, it's all about reliability. I mean, think about it. If your school's internet goes down, and it does because of weather or maintenance or whatever, a cloud system just stops, dead.
And your whole administration grinds to a halt.
Exactly. With an offline system like this, the software and the database are running locally on your own network. So free collections keep going. You can still track attendance. You can still generate reports. You are never dependent on an outside connection. You have complete control.
That continuity point is huge. But you use the term full ERP features.
Yeah.
For someone listening who maybe only uses, say, basic accounting software, what does ERP actually mean in this context?
It means everything is integrated, not just sitting next to each other in different folders. So a student enrolls, right? You enter their details one time.
Just once.
Just once.
Yeah.
And that single entry automatically populates the fees module, the class timetable, the exam register, and later on it's used to generate their certificates. It's all connected.
So you're killing that whole problem of data silos. No more re-entering the same information in 5 different places.
You've got it. That's what drastically cuts down on administrative errors and, frankly, makes everyone's job a lot easier and faster.
Okay, that makes sense. But if a system is that centralized, that powerful, does that make it rigid? I mean, what about schools in different regions or even different countries that have unique needs?
That's a great question. It's about adaptability. And the sources point out that KMS SCHOOL has strong multilingual support.
And that's not just for the menus, I assume?
No, it's deep. It means the entire operational flow admissions, fee receipts, exam reports, inventory can be managed in multiple local languages. So it makes the system much more accessible for staff and, perfectly usable in very diverse educational settings.
Okay, I have to ask the big question about offline systems. The elephant in the room. If my data is all stored locally on a server, what happens if that server fails or there's a fire? That's where the cloud gives you peace of mind.
And that's a totally valid fear. It's probably the number one concern people have. But the sources show they've engineered a really smart solution for this. So while the software runs offline for speed and control during the day, it's also set up to seamlessly back up all your data to the cloud. Yeah, to services you already know, like OneDrive and Dropbox. So you get the best of both worlds. The reliability of an offline system for daily operations, plus the security and redundancy of a cloud backup. Your data is safe.
That's a very clever hybrid approach.
And
so let's bring this down to the ground level. Let's talk about the daily headaches for an administrator. We can probably group them into 3 big areas: finance, academics, and resources.
Absolutely. And you have to start with finance. Cash flow is the lifeblood.
Right. So challenge A, financial control. A lot of schools are still using generic accounting software, and it gets really messy when you're trying to track specific student fees or concessions.
It does. And this is where a purpose-built module makes a huge difference. KMS SCHOOL has meticulous fees management. Think of all that manual work calculating special discounts, checking who's paid and who hasn't, writing out receipts.
The full-time job for someone.
It is. This system automates it. It can handle really complex fee structures and concessions. It gives you a real-time list of who owes what, and it generates secure, standardized receipts automatically.
Okay, that handles the money coming in.
Yeah.
What about the school's own books? The general ledger, payroll, all of that?
That's where the ERP side comes back in. It's not just a student payment tracker. It has fully integrated financial accounts. So the school's entire accounting revenue and expenses is managed in the same system where all the student data lives.
Which must make auditing at the end of the year a lot simpler.
Oh, massively simpler. No more trying to export and reconcile data between 2 or 3 different platforms. It's all in one place.
Okay, let's shift to the academic side. Challenge B, streamlining enrollment and daily academics. I'm just picturing the front office during admission season. Piles of paper.
Total chaos, right. So the system starts by simplifying that. It has a module to track all initial inquiries, and then it guides the staff through the full student admissions process with a really intuitive workflow. So data is clean from day one.
And once the students are in, then comes the daily grind. Who's in class?
Yeah.
Where the teacher's supposed to be?
And that's where the automation really kicks in. It has automated daily attendance for both students and staff. A teacher just marks it digitally, and that data can immediately flow into reports for parents or even inform staff payroll.
And timetables. That's another nightmare job.
A huge one. The system helps you design flexible, conflict-free timetables. A task that could take a person weeks of manual cross-checking, the software can help resolve in, a matter of minutes.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting for me. Exams. The sheer amount of time teachers spend manually marking, calculating grades, and creating report cards is just immense.
It's exponential. The time savings here are massive. The system handles the entire cycle of examinations and results. You set up the exams, input the marks in bulk, and it accurately generates these incredibly detailed and personalized result reports.
So what used to take, say, 2 weeks of teachers' time after hours
now might just be a couple of days of validation. It virtually eliminates human calculation errors and gets feedback to students and parents so much faster.
Okay, last one. Challenge C, logistics and resource management. This is the stuff that, can easily get overlooked. The library, the bookstore.
Yeah, the physical assets. And the ERP brings that under one roof, too. There's a library management module to track books, loans, fines, all of that. And crucially, a dedicated inventory and bookstore management module.
For schools that sell textbooks or uniforms.
Exactly. It makes sure stock levels are accurate and all those sales transactions are recorded directly into the main financial system. No separation.
And what about all the official paperwork? ID cards, transfer certificates?
And this system makes that instant. It just pulls the verified student or staff data directly from the record and generates professional standardized ID cards. And when a student leaves, things like certificates transfer, character, you name it, can be printed immediately with accurate, verified information.
So we've covered the internal operations, finance, academics, resources. Let's zoom out a bit. What about managing the campus itself and the support that Kitty's Micro Solutions provides? Because that's a whole other layer of complexity.
It really is. And institutional control is a big focus in the sources. The software has features to help with physical security. For example, there are modules to monitor bus transport routes and logistics.
Yeah, you know where the students are.
Right. And it also tracks visitor reports digitally, which is a key part of maintaining campus safety.
And for larger institutions, maybe boarding schools, that have hostels, that's almost like running a hotel.
It is, and there's a dedicated hostel management module for exactly that. It handles everything from room assignments and occupancy tracking to generating the specific fee collections for the hostel, which then tie directly back into the student's main account.
Okay, communication. This is always the biggest friction point, isn't it? Getting information to parents reliably.
It is, and the approach here is to use the channels people are already on. So the system integrates directly with WhatsApp, SMS, and Telegram.
So you're not forcing parents to download yet another new app.
Exactly. You can send urgent alerts, fee reminders, report card notifications, whatever you need, through platforms they already check every day. It makes communication so much more effective.
This all sounds incredibly powerful, but with power often comes complexity. I mean, what's the learning curve like? How do you get your staff up to speed on a system this comprehensive?
That's a critical point, and the sources highlight two things. First, the interface itself is designed to be very user-friendly. It's built for teachers and administrators, not IT experts. And second, Kitty's Microsolutions provides expert training for the school's computer operators and staff. They don't just hand you the software, they make sure your team knows how to use it efficiently right from the start.
Training gets you started, but what happens 6 months down the line when you run into a weird issue, especially with an offline system? You can't just submit a web ticket and wait.
No, and their support structure seems really robust. They offer 24/7 online remote support.
So they can log in and see what you're saying.
Yes, using standard tools like TeamViewer or AnyDesk, plus, of course, regular phone support. The idea is that no matter when a problem occurs, you can get professional help to keep things running.
And we should probably mention, just for context, that they offer other services too, right? It's not just the school software.
That's right. The sources note they also offer supplementary services, which come at an extra cost. Things like GST and IT services, even legal services. And they do general business accounting software and website development as well. So they kind of position themselves as a full service provider for an educational business.
Okay, so to sort of pull this all together, the big takeaway with KMS School seems to be a strategic shift. You're moving your institution away from all that fragmentation and chaos towards a single, centralized, and highly efficient management system.
It's about taking back control.
It is, by choosing a secure offline platform that still has that cloud backup safety net. You gain operational independence, and you minimize the administrative noise. It really does seem like a trusted option for anyone serious about digital transformation.
And I think the real value, beyond just the list of features, is what it gives back to educators. It's the reduction in stress. It's the immediate gains in productivity. When you adopt a system that automates all of those tiny, time-consuming tasks, you empower your leaders to focus less on paperwork and more on what actually matters, delivering educational excellence.
It's about letting teachers teach and leaders lead. So if you're listening and you're ready to see how a system like this could work for your institution, or you just want more details, you can reach out to Kitty's Microsolutions directly.
Yep, you can contact them by phone. The numbers are +91 934 733 3331, and the other number is +91 911 833 3331. Or you can just send an email to info@kittysms.com. We'd really encourage you to see how a system this robust could become a core part of your school's success.
If you like this video, please like, share to your friends. And if you are coming first time, please subscribe this channel.